Hi, everybody. My name is Chelsea Johnson, and I am the Communications Manager for the Ontario First Nations Technical Services Corporation. Today, we are going to be talking to Aaryn Zoccole, who is currently enrolled in the Mechanical Engineering program at University of Toronto. So before we get started, I would just like to introduce the organization that I work for. As I mentioned, I'm the Communications Manager for the Ontario First Nations Technical Services Corporation, or OFNTSC, as we like to call it. And in case you aren't familiar with our organization, what we do here is we provide technical advisory services to all the First Nations in Ontario. And this includes consulting as well as providing training in our core service areas. So our core areas are emergency management preparedness, environment, engineering, fuel systems management, fire and safety, housing, infrastructure, operations and maintenance, and water and wastewater. So we also go above and beyond just providing our core services because a large part of our mission also involves supporting First Nations to meet the contemporary and future challenges associated with their paths to technical self-reliance and self-sufficiency. So in this vein, we want to ensure that First Nations have knowledgeable technicians in their own communities who will continue this work into the future. So we do a number of things to achieve this mission. So one of the things is promoting technical careers for youth, for First Nations youth, through our Technical Youth Career Outreach Project. We do this by providing students with various information about technical careers that exist and how they can achieve success in these areas, and by showcasing First Nations role models who are currently studying or working in a technical career in the hopes that it will inspire other First Nations youth to follow a similar path. So another way we also strive to achieve this mission is through our promotion of the Student Achievement Awards, which are the annual awards that OFNTSC gives out. This year, we awarded 5 awards in the value of $2,000 to youth in Ontario who are working towards a career in a technical field. So Aaryn was one of the 25 applicants, and she was the recipient of the Robert Olivier Memorial Award. So Robert was an engineer here at OFNTSC who passed away a few years ago. So we'd like to keep his memory alive and honor his legacy that he left our organization by having this memorial award in his name. So Aaryn grew up on many First Nations and towns all across Northern Ontario because her mother was a teacher and they moved around a lot. Many of these places included Sioux Lookout, Thunder Bay, and Wikwemikong. Aaryn spends most of her free time with her robotics team, FRC Team 5672 FN STEM. I'm not sure what all that means, but we'll ask Aaryn in a few seconds. But she also enjoys drawing, playing video games, and reading. So today we're chatting with Aaryn, finding out more about her education journey, her expected career path, and possibly some of the challenges she has encountered along the way. And we'll also get her advice for other First Nations youth considering a technical career. And so without further ado, please join me in welcoming Aaryn Zoccole. Hi, Aaryn, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for joining us today. Can you tell myself and everyone watching, where are you right now?
So currently I'm in Toronto at the Chestnut residence. Um, yeah.
That's your dorm room behind you?
Mhm.
We were talking a little bit before the live about everything going on with COVID. Like, I wanted to get your sense of what's going on. Like, how is it? This is your first year of university. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
little bit weird to be having this as your first year experience, because normally you'd be like going to classes on campus. Like, how are you finding your first week of classes?
It's been quite hectic. Most of the classes are asynchronous and some of them are like learned from the textbook type thing, so it's kind of strange. And some of them are they have videos or lecturettes to go along with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's the asynchronous? What does that mean?
So asynchronous is it's it's more of a like do it yourself type thing. It's not live, but it's pre-recorded. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so some of the classes are like live, like the teacher's like talking to you live, and other classes are
Yeah.
just like pre-recorded. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, that's kind of, I remember I had a class in first year university that was all online and I did not like it, but I hope that I hope that you're enjoying it.
It's been alright.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, what was your life like growing up, and kind of if you could tell a little bit about how did you get into engineering?
Well, my mom was a teacher, or she is a teacher. And we would always like go to she would always get jobs in like First Nations reserves. Um, some of them were Wiagamo, Airland, Laxul, and we went Malak in like the Malak Lake, somewhere around Malak in Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we moved around a lot, but I guess like sort of the main hubs were Thunder Bay and Onegaming, and yeah.
So you moved around a lot. Did you kind of come across, you know, engineering or like a game or something that you realized like, hey, this is really cool, and it kind of like got you interested in something? Like, how did you, because you're so young, how did you find and like get an interest in engineering?
Oh, that didn't happen until way later. Um, until I moved to Kumkong, because my
Okay.
mom she applied for a job there to become for education director there, and she ended up getting the job. So I was like, "Can I come with you?" And she's like, "Okay, but you're gonna join the robotics team." I was like, "No, I'm not joining the robotics team." And I ended up joining, and my mentor Chris Mara, that guy, he's really nice. Um, and I guess he's the one that inspired me into engineering.
So
Yeah.
it's yeah, because like robotics team, I don't think they had that when I was in high school, but if they did, it would be something that I would think was for like the smart kids, like I can't be, in engineering or robotics because I'm not that smart or whatever, right? Like, did you have any of those thoughts before joining the team?
Um, I guess my thoughts before the robotics team was, uh, oh, First Nations can't do robotics because I guess that, I don't know, there's a stigma that we're like dumb or something, or that we
For
can't do
sure.
things.
Right.
So, um, I guess seeing other people, seeing like other First Nations youth, I guess doing the impossible, even if it is possible, that
Right.
really helped me out with that. Cause, um, I don't know, I like to say like I'm not really like impressed with things. Like this one time I went to Costa Rica and I seen a volcano and I was like, oh, there's a volcano. But when I seen like, I guess First Nations youth like doing something such as like building a robot, and not like just a little dinky robot, like a really really big robot. That's that's what really impressed me. And then yeah, just
That's
seeing
so cool.
First Nations youth successful in things.
And now I feel like you're one of those people who you were impressed by. Like that's what I think. So that's kind of
Thank
cool.
you.
Um, so how did your robotics team do? Did you guys go to competitions and stuff? Like I mentioned the name there. Does that all those like letters
So
and numbers, what do those mean?
so we're FRC team, First Robotics Canada.
Okay.
Uh, team 5672. So 5672 means that we're the like 500 and
Yeah.
team in Ontario.
Yeah.
Or not Ontario, I think Canada,
Yeah.
or the whole robotics, because it's like global.
Right.
So FN STEM is First Nations, and then STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Very cool. Do you still, so now that you're in university, are you still able to participate with that team, or are you going to have a new team in university, or?
I would like to continue my participation, I guess, my role as a distant mentor, but I have to see how things go in school this semester and
Yeah.
make sure I'm able to like balance everything, because I'm still getting, I guess, the grasp on things.
Yeah. Aaryn
Yeah.
mentioned before we jumped on the live that she has 6 classes this semester, and I couldn't fathom that because I had 5 humanities courses and I struggled. So good luck to you with all your classes. But
Yeah.
I'm interested in learning a little bit more about your specific program at U of T. So it is the, one second here, what is it called? Mechanical engineering?
Yeah,
What is,
mechanical engineering.
yeah, could you just tell us a little bit more about what does that mean? I'm not familiar with all the different types of engineering. So what's that mean?
So mechanical is more of a, I guess, a physical engineering. So whether that be with like automotives, or um I'm not sure about bridges, that's more civil. Yeah. But you could, the first 2 years are more, I guess, the fundamentals, and then after the first 2 years, like in third year, you could go into like bioengineering, energy and environment, manufacturing, mechatronics, and solid mechanics and design. I'm not sure what I want to go into yet, but I don't know, mechatronics.
So that's where you can kind of branch out into like a more
Yeah.
specialized version of, I guess, mechanical engineering. Like there's subcategories to it. Oh, okay, cool. So you said you're not sure which one you want to do yet, but do you have like an idea of what you want to do in your future? Like, what do you see yourself doing after you graduate?
Um, that's a tough question. I don't know yet. Um, right now, I'm thinking of, I guess, building like aircrafts, like spaceships. I think that would be like really cool, but flying them would be pretty cool too. Or
That would be
maybe
so
I'll like,
cool.
yeah, or like change my mind and just medical school. I haven't decided yet, but I still have lots of time. So
Well, there's so many options, you have lots of
yeah.
time to figure it out. So that's pretty cool. I was going to ask about, this might be a bit of a difficult question to incorporate into this subject, or it might not. I'm not sure. But is there any, incorporation of our Indigenous knowledge into like some of your engineering classes? I know you're just starting to take them, but if you had anything in high school that you learned about, like, is there any tie or connection between the Indigenous knowledge and engineering?
Um, I'm not too sure about that, but um, like for the classes
Mm-hmm.
in some of like the course things, I think it's really nice, but they have like a land acknowledgement for what the university operates on. I
Oh,
think it's
that's good.
the Mississaugas and the Senecas.
Okay.
Yeah, but my high school teacher, Mr. Mauer, would always talk about, I guess, the number 0, like being like a bowl. I guess if you look at the number 0 with like nothing, then it kind of looks like an empty bowl. So
He's trying to do some links, but there.
yeah.
So that who you mentioned was your kind of mentor in high school?
Yeah.
Because that was going to be my next question, is like, who are some of your role models that helped you realize that this is something that you wanted to do?
Well, of course, Mr. Mauer. He is my all-time favorite teacher. Even though my mom was my teacher, I'm sorry, Mom. But Mr. Mauer has to take the throne for that one. And my teammates on my robotics team have been role models to me, because I don't know, just seeing other First Nations youth and First Nations people, like, I don't know, successful.
Yeah.
Like, it never gets old, and it
Right.
makes me very proud.
Now, do you see yourself as a mentor as well to the other like youth who are coming up behind you?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to other Indigenous youth who are considering a career in engineering or aren't sure what they want to do? Like, what would you tell somebody who's, 15 or 16?
Well, I'll probably give the same advice my Uncle Pete gave me. He's an elder. He's like 73. But I was kind of nervous coming to U of T, and then I was like, Uncle Pete, I don't know what to do. And then he's like, just go for it. And I was like, okay, the old man has spoken. So yeah, but you never know what's gonna happen. Like say if something bad happened to you like right now, and you thought it was gonna be the end of the world, but so you changed like something about your life. Like say if you, I don't know, moved away, and then you never know, that move away could have been, I guess, the place where you most grew as a person. And that bad thing that happened could benefit you like 4-5 years down the line. So you never know.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, I think some of the challenges that we go through and like the hard times after you get out of that period, because it does pass, like it might take a little while, but it definitely does, get better. I think you're right. Like, kind of after you get through that, you're stronger as a person. Like, it just made you a better person. So it's kind of like, don't be afraid of things going wrong, because that's actually going to help you, right? That's awesome. That's like such a great attitude to have going into this, because like, worst case scenario, even if you go through all the worst case scenarios in your head, it's like, well, you can, always move back home, or you can go stay with a relative and figure something else like out the next step. Like, it's not gonna be the end of the world, right?
Yeah.
So do you think it's important for First Nations youth to study careers in STEM? So like science, technology, engineering, and math, like you said, like, do you think that's important for First Nations youth?
Yes. So for like, I guess, the like in communities, like sometimes there's a lot of like social issues, maybe like issues with, I don't know, like the water or electrical, the internet. Um, like somebody has to fix it. So why not be somebody from your community? It's like I don't know, like a path under is, you know, when you're like walking in the snow, like say if you're going to school or something, and then the night before, like a big snowfall came down, and the path to walk on is all covered. Somebody has to be the first one to walk on the path so the snow can get pat down. So why not have yourself as that engineer or that teacher or that doctor or that politician?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome. Like, I love that. Is that a metaphor? I think.
yeah,
Yeah, I like that metaphor. It's like, you know, don't be afraid to be the first person out there because other people are going to follow you. Like other people
yeah,
come after you as well. And like, you're just helping to make that path that much clearer
yeah,
by being the first one or being like, you know, the second or third. Like a lot of people might be the first one in their family getting an education, and
mhm,
that's really scary. But like you just said, like, you know, why not be the first one and set that kind of like path, right?
mhm.
What have you had any challenges in high school? And I know it's just your first kind of week of university, but like what are some of like the challenges you've had and how did you ever overcome them?
In high school,
Yeah.
um, well, some of the challenges I had in high school was balancing school and robotics. Um, I guess mostly just powering through. Like you have to get school done. Um, I like going to robotics, but I had robotics as the reward for getting my schoolwork done. So it's always for myself. It's always been school first. And that's what my mom had always taught me, like education, get your education, and then you can do anything that you want. So, um, like say if you like want to go hang out with friends, but you got school, do your schoolwork. Um, just like get it out of the way so you don't have to worry about it later. Even if that means like staying like an extra like 2 to 3 hours after school. I myself had to stay extra hours after school, but it was all okay in the end because it got to where I am today.
That's an awesome mindset to have, like, you know, get your work done first and then you can play, kind of like the work hard, play hard thing. It's
Yeah.
like work hard to get your schoolwork done, but then you can go and like not have to worry about it for the rest of the night and you can go hang
Yeah.
out with your friends because you got it done already. Like,
Mm.
I think that kind of attitude is going to serve you well throughout the rest of your life because it's like, it's definitely, you know, not something that everyone just does naturally. Like I'm a procrastinator by nature. So, you know, I will leave a pile of laundry, you know, waiting to get washed for like weeks. And then I'm like, oh no, I'm so upset that I have to do all my laundry and like spend my whole weekend doing it. But if I had just done it like regularly, like every day or, you know,
Yeah.
once a week, it wouldn't have been like that. So like you have a good head on your shoulders. um, I think that's pretty much it for the questions that I have. There could be some questions on the Facebook Live. I keep forgetting to mention to people to ask questions. So we're going to check in with Dean right now to see if there's any comments or questions on our Facebook Live feed.
No, I've got nothing as of right now.
All right, that's totally fine. Is there anything else you want to say, Aaryn, before we sign off? Like, you know, one last message to other youth who are maybe going to see this video.
Um. Well, you never know what's gonna happen, so you may as well just do it. Cause why not? That was our my robotics I guess slogan. It was Anidash. Why not? So
Perfect. Yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Aaryn, for
yeah,
participating and talking to us today. We really appreciate you and everything you're doing. And we're really proud to have you as one of our award recipients.
Thank you.
And think you have, a great future ahead of you. If you have, if you ever need anything, just reach out to me. I haven't been through an engineering program, but I've been through university and then my master's program. So I want to let you know, just to reach out to me at any time, or to OFNTSC. We're always looking for, young people to bring onto our team, and then hopefully, help out all of our First Nations communities. So yeah, just wanted to say thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Nyawa.